Hello everyone, welcome to Court with Krissy. If you don't know, now you know. I call Traverse City home. Last Saturday, there was a mass stabbing at Walmart. Thanks to the quick actions of Good Samaritans, who I would like to refer to as heroes, only 11 people were seriously injured. Thankfully, no one passed away. I'm going to share the arraignment of the defendant. But first, a couple posts from Facebook about the defendant, and then a TikTok video from the scene that day. This was sent to me by my stepsister. I'm getting on my soapbox for this one. Just like all my other Pellston classmates, I am shocked to see this news coming out of TC today. This also saddens me beyond belief, both for the victims, but also for BJ himself. BJ Gille was my friend many years ago, and so many bad things have happened leading up to this point, and all could have been prevented. BJ moved to Pellston when we were in the 4th grade from California. He sounded like a surfer. Everyone called him California Boy. For at least the first year, every girl had a crush on him. He quickly became a part of our friend group. Now in middle school and high school, back in the 90s at least, you were allowed to leave for something called open campus lunch. And what that essentially meant was how much trouble could you get into in that half hour you had for lunch around town before coming back to school. A lot of weed, alcohol, cigarettes, etc. Where the current antique store stands. This is when BJ found out the hard way that he was actually allergic to weed. But that didn't stop him from smoking it every single day at lunchtime. It became a running joke, and he saw it as an obstacle to overcome. One day, BJ went with 2 of his friends at lunchtime to go smoke their weed. I still remember exactly who those 2 friends were. I'm sure many others do as well. They clam-baked him in a car and locked him inside of it. Well, there was some stronger stuff than weed in that car that day. And BJ was so messed up that he couldn't figure out how to get himself out of that old car. None of us knew that at the time, though. It didn't come out until days later. All we knew was that he didn't come back after lunch, but the other 2 did. Giggling, no one thought much of the prank. The next day, I was in English class, and our teacher came in and told us that BJ did not come home the night before and was missing, and did anyone have any information? We all turned to look at his one friend in the class, who then went down to the office to tell BJ's dad where he could find his son. BJ was still alive, but barely. The drugs had messed up his system so bad that he would never lead a normal life again. His brain was forever damaged. They took him away to the hospital, and he didn't return when I was a student there. He essentially had to be taken care of inside of a mental health institution for the rest of his life, or he should have been. BJ has been my worst case scenario story for years that I tell people and my own kids and my own students to never do hard drugs. A story of woe that others should heed so that they do not end up like him. This was back when Lockwood existed in Petoskey. Well, that has since closed down. There used to be similar places in Marquette, Newberry, Traverse City, and even special homes where people with major mental health challenges could go and be safe. All of them have closed since then. All of them. Do you want to know what they did with these patients? For the most part, they just opened the doors and let them walk out. Discharged. Feel free to refer to the Upper Peninsula Sheriff's post from a few years ago for more information. The closest place to send people now is Wisconsin, I believe. The last time I saw BJ was around 15 years ago. He was walking down the sidewalk in downtown Petoskey. I was so excited to see him. I even crossed the road, calling out to him to get his attention. I tried to talk to him for a few minutes. He didn't know who I was anymore. He was paranoid and afraid. He didn't really know who he was or where he was. He couldn't form a coherent sentence. Think Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas style. When I realized that he was mentally in a completely different reality, I told him bye and let him continue walking. It was a sad moment. There was a woman from one of the shops outside there, and she told me that he used to live in a group home for men in Petoskey, where they had him in a home care and so on, but that it had since closed. She thought that he had been living on the streets for a while, as she always saw him walking around with the same clothes and a backpack. She said a lot of people had tried to talk to him or help him, but he would speak gibberish or run away or refuse help in the short moments of clarity. That was the last time I saw him in person. It seems that he had been living in the Pines in TC for a while. He should have been in a hospital where he could have gotten the care he deserved. It has been years, decades for him, without receiving appropriate mental health care. Turns out they closed the Pines in May of this year. So all of these adults were just roaming TC homeless. Most likely all of them needing medical care and mental health care. To quote Thomas More, "You first make thieves, then you punish them." Everything that has happened is a horrible tragedy for the victims, for the people that were there, for the families. But I will tell you this, BJ Gille was a great boy that I knew years ago, and everything that has happened to him has been a horrible example of our society, failing people with mental health issues. I do not know who he was anymore. I do not condone what he did. It is horrible. But I will say that he is not a terrorist. He is a confused adult that was once my friend, that has been kicked down time and time again in his life. Yes, if you do the crime, you must do the time, but label it correctly. He is not a terrorist. He probably has no idea what he did or where he is or who he is. Take responsibility for the problem that society has created. And then the next post, I'm assuming it's from a sibling. Mikkel, your account is correct. John Hull put DXM on a bowl of pot and poisoned Brad. The next day he came home, he was wigged out, and I thought he was on mushrooms or acid at the time. I told my mom he should be fine in the next 12 hours or so. After about 32 hours, and he was still wigging out, we found ourselves down at DeVos Children's Hospital and staying in the Ronald McDonald house while he was being evaluated. He has been very ill ever since. My heart sincerely goes out to all who were injured and harmed and to the families affected by Brad's actions. However, I put this on the state and or the system for allowing this to happen when we have tried to get him in a place where he could be treated. There is no funding for mental health issues. He has severely struggled and so has our family over the last 30 years or so. Here's an article from the News Review 2007 and my mom dealing with trying to get him to the proper placement. I'm sick to my stomach that our system just leaves patients to run afoul with the law to be attended to. Now, I will be sharing the TikTok from the scene of that day, followed by the arraignment.
Get out! Drop the knife! Drop it! Drop it! Come out! Call the police. Drop the knife! Throw the knife that way! Throw it away! Throw it away! Hey, he hasn't dropped it! On the ground. Put it down! Walk back. Okay, I'm assaulted. I don't care. Lay down! You better get the fucking ground. Nope.
What the freak happened?
Dude, I don't know.
There's like several people stabbed. Oh my god.
Have a seat right here, Mr. Chair. Just have a seat right here for me, please. So this is the courtroom and the prosecuting attorney and court-appointed attorney, MIDC attorney. Okay?
Do I have to do this?
I've just talked to them and it's not gonna hurt you in no way. They're just gonna talk to you, okay?
I don't want to.
Good afternoon, Mr. Gille or Mr. Gille. How do you pronounce your last name, sir?
Yeah, I don't want to talk to you.
Okay. While we're on the record, in case number 25-5222, FY, you're appearing for arraignment purposes this afternoon. We have Ms. Lee, the defense attorney, available through the Indigent Defense Counsel, who will be assisting you with this arraignment. And what I'm going to do is to place you and Ms. Lee in a breakout room. It's a place really where you will have a private conversation with her, not on the record, so that she can go over the issues regarding the arraignment before we continue. Ms. Lee, do we pronounce his last name Gille or Gil?
Yes, Gille.
Thank you. Thank you and welcome back. Once again, we're on the record in case number 25-5222 FY. Again, Mr. Gille, you're appearing for arraignment purposes this afternoon, and you're appearing with Ms. Lee, the defense attorney available through the Indigent Defense Counsel here to assist you. Ms. Lee, did you have opportunity to review allegations on the complaint, nature of the offense, and the possible maximum penalties with Mr. Gille?
I did, and we will waive a formal reading of that felony complaint and her pleas of not guilty as to each count and request the assignment of counsel.
Mr. Gille, in order to complete a petition for court-appointed attorney, I need to place you under oath and ask you some questions. Would you please raise your right hand? Thank you. And you swear that the information you're about to give me will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yeah.
Thank you, and you're welcome to lower your hand. Mr. Gille, do you have a telephone number?
Mm-hmm.
What is that? And what is your mailing address?
I don't really have one right now. It's just my last address on my driver's license. I don't know. I don't get mail there though.
Okay. Before you came to jail, where were you staying? Where were you living?
Did you just hear what I said to the magistrate and okay, or whatever, to the person I was talking to in private?
No, she did not. We were speaking privately, sir.
Was that recorded to share
No.
with our attorney?
Nobody heard that but you and me.
Okay, so I guess I have to repeat myself.
Well,
Anyway, is this being recorded now?
yes.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, I saw a black and white video on the internet about psychotropic drugs being
Mr. Gille, Mr. Gille, just hold on. Please don't talk about that because it can be used against you. Just tell her your last known address, okay? Just tell her your last address that you remember.
Yeah, it's on my license.
Thank you.
721, yep.
Do you receive any source of income or assistance?
Yeah,
What kind of income do you get?
SSA.
Do you own a vehicle?
Not anymore.
And do you have any money in a checking account or savings account? Any cash on hand?
Not to give you.
Well, this would be to see if you could hire your own attorney. Do you think you could qualify to hire your own attorney?
Possibly, maybe if I save up some money.
But not right now? You don't have enough right this minute?
No.
Okay. So I will appoint an attorney for you. I'm going to remind you that you have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say orally or in writing can be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questioning. If you could not afford an attorney, the court would appoint one at public expense. You have the right to have the attorney present during all subsequent court proceedings. You have the right to a preliminary examination. In this case, it will be scheduled for August 12th. It would be at 11 a.m. with Judge Stepka. Also, on August 6th, you'll have a probable cause conference. So we also have with us this afternoon, Ms. Muggenberg, the prosecuting attorney for Grand Traverse County, And Ms. Moggenberg, for the people, do you have information you'd like me to know regarding bond?
Yes, Your Honor. When you consider pretrial release, I've asked you to consider a number of factors, including prior criminal record. The defendant does have 2 prior assaultive convictions, as well as at least 1, if not more, malicious destruction of property convictions. Additionally, he does unfortunately have a history of mental illness, including prior involuntary hospitalizations. I'd also ask you to look at the seriousness of the offense. Clearly, this is one of the most serious crimes that someone can commit in the state of Michigan, and it has a huge impact on public safety. The probability of conviction is something else the court is told by statute to look at, and in this case, I can say as an officer of the court that the majority of this crime was caught on surveillance video. The defendant is not employed. Sorry. No, the defendant's not employed, currently homeless, and talking to his family. He has little to no contact with them, unable at this time to reside with family members. So we would ask the court to put in place a significant cash bond at this time. We believe that it's truly the only way to protect the public at this point. Thank you.
Ms. Lee?
Thank you. So the court will note that Mr. Gille has no prior felony convictions. His last offense was over 11 years ago. He is I did see in the praxis reference to 1 prior mental order entered by Presque County Probate Court. That was in 2022. I don't know if that's still in effect or not. My guess is it is not. That he likely did a deferral, and it's no longer under an order. But again, I don't have the lien, so I don't know that for sure. Sure, everyone else has it available other than the defense. So contrary to the statement in the praxis, 6.106, the court's not required to essentially give a 10% or cash surety bond. I believe that it is required for the court to set a bond. Subparagraphs 1A and 1B do not apply here, as we don't have a defendant charged with treason, murder, or a violent felony, and at the time he was not on probation, parole, or release for another violent felony, nor is this a CSC or not robbery or kidnapping. So we would ask the court to set an appropriate cash or surety bond. Thank you.
So the court is very concerned about the allegations in this complaint. Certainly is one of the most heinous accusations from an individual that's been before this court in 30-some years.
Well, you know the tobacco. Y'all like have the tobacco company, and you're selling cigarettes with fiberglass and chemicals in them just to kill off the population. You know, and you can't really accuse me of anything if you're doing that, you know. So
okay, so I'm going to mute you for right now because I need to let you know what my decision is with regard to bond. Mr. Gille, your bond is going to be a $100,000 cash or surety bond. Conditions on the bond are that you may not use nor possess any alcohol, any illegal substance, or any controlled substance, including marijuana, any mind or mood altering substances, or any non-prescribed medication. You would submit to 4 times per month urine screens. You would submit to discretionary PBTs and discretionary urine screens whenever requested by a police officer or any court personnel, so you may not refuse. You may not use nor possess any weapons of any sort, nor use any object as a weapon. You will have no threatening, intimidating, harassing, or violent behavior towards any person. You'll be respectful of all court employees and care providers during the course of your case. You may not return to any Walmart. You should hear from your court-appointed attorney by the 1st of next week. And once again, your preliminary examination will be August 12th. Ms. Mistley, do you have anything further?
I do not, thank you.
And Ms. Muggenberg?
Nothing further. Thank you.
Thank you. So for right now, Mr. Gille, you are all set. We will see you on August 12th. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And I believe we're through our docket, Your Honor.
Yes, that completes our afternoon docket, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.